Ang BDO Securities is currently one of the most widely used na online brokerage platform dito sa Pilipinas, mostly because it is connected with BDO Bank. I've been using BDO Securities for a long time now because of the many advantages of using this platform. Pero now, meron akong parang love-hate relationship with this broker because rin sa mga downsides ng platform na to. If you are thinking of using this platform, stick around kasi we will talk about the pros and cons of using BDO to buy and sell stocks. And at the end of the video, I will talk about my decision kung iiwan ko ba yung BDO or if I will keep using it. Let's begin. Let's start sa positive side of using this platform. Isa sa mga upsides ng paggamit nito is madaling mag-sign up dito. If you already have an active BDO account, create ka lang ng online account and confirm it using a BDO ATM. After that, just go to BDO Securities website na I will leave a link sa baba. You will have to go through the sign-up process of BDO Securities. And after that, yung username mo is the same with your BDO account. So, as long as may BDO account ka na and BDO online account, everything else is done online para ma-activate yung BDO Securities mo na account. So, it's that easy to sign up with BDO Securities. Aside from that, I think secured din naman yung platform na to. Aside from your username and password, OTP protected din ito. So they send a code to your phone every time na mag-a-access ka ng BDO Securities. Tapos, your BDO Securities account can only take money and transfer back money to your assigned BDO account. So, hindi siya pwedeng gamitin para mag-transfer to other accounts, making your BDO Securities account relatively secure. Next is that responsive rin naman yung customer service nila. Hindi siya instant. It takes a few minutes, sometimes hours, and sometimes an entire day bago sila mag-reply sa email. Pero at least may nagre-reply. Wala pa naman akong na-send sa BDO Securities na email na hindi na-replyan ng representative nila. Another strong point with BDO Securities is that they have a strong research section. Every day may sinesend sila na email with stock tips kung ano yung magandang bilhin, ano yung target price, at every now and then meron din silang in-depth analysis ng companies. Aside from that, meron din silang insights about the PSE and the PSEI, wherein nilalagay nila yung mga positive na news, negative na news na makakaapekto sa market. Yung mga insights na to are actually exclusive and sometimes hindi mo ito makikita sa mga general news outlets. So if meron ka ng BDO Securities account at hindi mo pa ito ginagamit, I suggest that you start reading the research section now. At least para mas aware ka sa kung anong nangyayari sa market. Another positive side is pwede mo itong ma-access gamit ang smartphone mo using their app na available naman sa Android and iPhone. At pwede mo rin itong ma-access gamit ang browser mo kung laptop or PC yung ginagamit mo. Mas madaling bantayan yung market using these features. And lastly, yung biggest advantage for me with BDO Securities is that madali, mabilis, and walang fees yung mag-cash in and cash out dito. This really is an advantage, especially if nagbabantay ka ng market and you are looking for opportunities all the time. Pag may nakita kang opportunities and tied up pa yung buying power mo, you can easily put in money at this will instantly be reflected in your buying power. Unlike sa other brokerages na hindi tied up with banks, you need to wait for a transfer period from your bank account to your brokerage account. And sometimes meron pang fees associated with this if hindi partnered yung brokerage account mo sa source na bank mo. Now let's go to the downsides. Mas mahaba to, so sit back. Let's start with their software. Yung brokerage software and app nila, very basic lang yung features. Wala silang cut loss, so if trader ka, mas maganda siguro na maghanap ka ng other platforms to use. At wala rin silang buy on breakout na feature. Yung mga conditional orders na to, they are important for those who are buying and selling sa short term na mga positions. And if you need this sa strategy mo, I suggest na gumamit ka na lang ng mas advanced na trading tools like AAA equities. Another disadvantage is pangit yung charting tool nila. That's just me, pero I think na marami rin naman yung mag-a-agree dito. Wala masyadong gumagamit ng charting tool ng platform ni BDO Securities because talo pa sila ng free platform ng investograms.com. So, hindi naman siya deal breaker because you can still use Investograms kung gusto mo mag-charting. Pero overall, if basic lang naman yung kailangan mo, madali lang naman mag-buy and sell order using BDO Securities. Another downside with using BDO Securities is that wala silang access sa REITs or REITs. Kailangan ng additional paperwork para makapag-offer ang isang brokerage firm ng REIT. And wala pang ganyan as of the making of this video si BDO Securities. So hindi ka makaka-buy and sell ng assets like Ayala rate and DDMP rate. So if you were hoping to diversify your portfolio using REITs, I suggest na maghanap ka na lang ng other platforms for this. Another disadvantage is that medyo problematic yung aftermarket orders dito. For beginners, yung aftermarket orders is that yung maglalagay ka ng order, buying or selling man yan, habang closed yung market. And this is important, especially if you have work and the only time that you can access the platform is after ng market hours. So if you were hoping to place orders at hindi pumapasok yung mga AMOs or aftermarket orders, kailangan mo talagang hintayin na mag-open yung market the next day para maglagay ng orders. So this is highly inconvenient, especially if you are working a 9 to 5 job and ginagamit mo ito for stock investing. Kasi marami tayo na hindi available during market hours. Yung other na disadvantages na na-mention ko na earlier, meron mga workaround yon. Pwede mong hanapan ng solutions para you can still invest actively kahit na may mga ganong downsides. Pero yung last downside na to, para sa akin, this is the deal breaker. If naghahanap ka pa ng broker na gagamitin mo. And this is yung maraming system downtime nila. And this usually happens during market hours. You heard that right. Nagda-downtime si BDO Securities during market hours. And in the past month, it happened probably twice. So okay lang kung announce yung downtime and outside market hours siya. Pero yung mga downtime na to, they are sometimes not announced. Shocked ka na lang na if you were hoping to enter your account, hindi ka makaka-log in. And sometimes, hindi mo nga ma-access yung website. And usually, the lag happens kung maraming ganap sa market. If merong hot stock or malaki yung volume. And this is usually the time either to buy or to sell. So if this happens to you, matatamaan ka talaga. Either you will miss your buying opportunities or hindi ka makakasell if nasa peak price yung hinahawakan mo na stock. This actually happened to me in the past. Actually, more than once na. Pero this one time, meron akong hinahawakan na stock that I've been holding for more than a year. Tapos, ripe na siya for the selling. Umaapaw na yung RSI niya at 70. And time na for me na ibenta ito. Pero because maraming ganap sa market, marami kami na hindi makalogin sa BDO accounts namin. And meron talagang system issue si BDO na unannounced. And this happened during market hours. So what happened is that nabawasan ng around 5% yung supposedly nakita ko because next day pa ako nakasell. This is something that BDO really needs to fix. Because kahit sabihin mo na hindi pa nangyari sa'yo to, if this keeps happening, eventually, you, a BDO user, will also experience this. baka it's your turn to sell tapos di ka makalog in. As of the making of this video actually, sa date na to, last week lang nangyari ulit na dumami yung downtime ni BDO Securities. I believe it lasted for multiple days. Multiple days na hindi makalog in yung ibang users sa BDO Securities account nila. Pero this time, mas prepared na ako. Because I've experienced this in the past, nakaset na yung mga short-term, good till date, and good till canceled ko, GTD and GTC na mga orders in case na matamaan yung mga target prices ko in the short term. Wala naman akong binenta pero at least that gave me peace of mind. So let me explain. If you are using BDO Securities, you can use GTC and GTD na conditional orders para maiwasan yung hindi pag-sell if hindi ka makalog in sa account mo. This is what I do para hindi ko na kailangan mag-log in every day. Kung malapit na yung price ng stock sa target price ko, I set a GTC order or GTD order. Yung GTC is like an instruction para kay broker mo, which is BDO Securities. Parang sinasabi mo sa broker mo to sell your position if umabot yung price ng stock na hawak mo sa target price mo. Yung GTD naman, pareho rin. Parang sinasabihan mo rin si broker na ibenta yung stocks mo if umabot siya sa specific na price. Pero meron siyang expiration date na ikaw rin yung magsaset during the placing of the order. So for the conclusion of this video, actually di ko naman iiwan si BDO Securities because meron siyang advantage na instantly makakapasok ako ng pera if I need to take advantage of an opportunity that I see in the market. I would like to keep that advantage because sometimes meron talagang ganun wherein you need to instantly make a decision. Pero if you are using BDO Securities, be cautious of the downsides na na-mention ko in this video. And use the strategies that I mentioned para maiwasan mo yung missed opportunities if in case na hindi ka makalog in sa account mo. That's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and ingat!